Hello everyone, my name is Matt Cole and welcome to another Lone Star Roundnet recap and analysis video. This week we're featuring the quarterfinal matchup at the Round Rock Major between Die-Up and Magic from 6. This game was a battle of the serve ballers that revealed some hidden talent and resulted in a huge upset. In this game, none of these players are playing with their regular partners. Rahul and Dylan get some practice together at A&M, but Grant and Colton, they don't get to practice together too much. Going in, Dylan did not have good results at Waco King of the Park or the Wiley Major and was struggling to find consistency in his game. Colton looked pretty good going into this. He didn't play at Waco King of the Park, but he had good results at the Wiley Major, taking a close 2 games over Grant and myself before stomping Carnage in Game 1 before having to forfeit because Garrett was cramping. Grant was playing decently going into this. He had okay results at Wiley, mashing up for the 2nd major in a row. And Rahul has been playing better than ever with extremely high confidence, looking to cement his placing as the #1 player in Texas. So in pool play, Die-Up actually dropped 2 games, one to Frederick and Ethan, and then one to Magic from 6. So they ended up with the 6th seed. Magic from 6, however, secured the 3rd seed. They did drop a game to Frederick and Ethan, but they whooped a bunch of the other teams with big cuts going both ways. So ended up with a really high point diff, which secured them the 3 seed. In the round of 16, Magic from 6 with their 3rd seed secured a first round bye, and Die-Up played B&B Phenoms and easily serve-balled them on their way to a pretty crushing victory, bringing them to quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, the 3 seed and the 6 seed, Magic from 6 and Die-Up would meet up as a rematch from their pool play game earlier in the day. One big factor in this game is the serving game. All these players are great servers, and so serve receive is important. As you can see here, Rahul serve receives Colton's big, wide step-out cut really well, and Dylan is there to give him a set for the 1-2-3 put away. Late into Game 1, Die-Up made a big defensive play with Rahul receiving Colton's shot and putting it away after a good set from Dylan. However, this break did not carry them into the game after Grant made a clutch ace on 19-20 to take it into extras. After a few holds in extras, at 25-24, Dylan put on a good serve that Colton didn't handle super well, and after Grant carried the set, Die-Up took Game 1. As you can see here, Rahul had a great Game 1. He generated a ton of breaks and was not broken that much, as you can see by his 3 aces and then his 100% hitting percentage. Right in Game 2, both these teams came out firing, with Rahul, Colton, Grant, and Dylan generating a ton of aces on each other. However, midway through the game, the momentum shifted to Magic from 6's favor after Colton got this insane foot block, something you don't really see and is always exciting. Following this big foot block, Colton then served up a huge reverse cut on Rahul, acing him to give them breaks in their favor, and they were able to hold this lead until the end of the game, where they won Game 2 21-18. Game 2 was a much stronger game for Colton. He generated 2 breaks and also had that 100% put away percentage. However, as you can see, his serve percentage was still low, and he's going to want to up that for Game 3. On the other side of this, Grant Laughlin also had an incredible game in Game 2, putting on a lot more serves and also hitting perfectly. So this team played really clean and generated enough breaks to take Game 2. Right at the start of Game 3, Rahul put on a backhand that didn't go too far and was a little bit easy for Grant to get. After Grant's defensive touch, Colton then botched the set, which is definitely unfortunate and not what you want to see from him. Die-Up then capitalized on this mistake for Magic from 6, with Dylan generating a great defensive break through some body defense. However, Magic from 6 did not let this momentum get away from them. On the very next point, Colton made a beautiful recovery set to keep them in the game after Grant put it away. It was after this recovery set that Magic from 6 looked that they got a little bit more life in them. Looks like they realized they wanted to win right at this point and generated some breaks, first with a defensive touch and play from Colton, and then some aces with a reverse cut and a drop on Rahul. Magic from 6's momentum was killed shortly after that, after Colton's big hitting error that left the team pretty unhappy with the situation that they were in. Die-Up was then able to capitalize, with Dylan delivering a really beautiful drop ace, and then Rahul hitting a mean reverse cut on Colton. Then Rahul serving on game point. And as you can see here, Rahul has 2 options after he steps out. He can either hit the cut serve or the reverse cut. And this is part of what makes Rahul such a dangerous server, is that you have to be ready for both. Rahul chooses the reverse cut, it goes too far to Grant's left, and aces them to win the game. This was a big series for Diab and especially Dylan Keane. Dylan is not one of the most well-known Texas players, but as shown by this series, he can absolutely hold his own, and in Game 3 he played great with 6 breaks to being broken only once. The final scores we can see here: Diab took Game 1, Magic from 6 came back and took Game 2, and Diab took Game 3 with a pretty commanding scoreline. And the day just kept getting better for Rahul and Dylan as they ended up winning the entire tournament. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of the Lone Star Series Recap and Analysis. Make sure to subscribe and tune in for more videos like this in the future.